A green light to this day. This day has got the blessings of heaven. We're gathered here not just to celebrate or to launch the completion of a single project, but a completion of two projects. That's very rare that actually happens. Often we are used to launches that are wonderful and then nothing ever happens after that. But we are celebrating here with all the stakeholders that have worked together in unity and collaboration, the successful commission and the completion of 2 projects. Please, let's give a big round of applause to all the stakeholders that have been involved in this very important task. So my name is Unati Yeshula. I am a member of staff in the Faculty of Science and Agriculture at the University of Fort Hare, and I have the singular honor and privilege to be the program director for this wonderful occasion. Now, my job is very, very simple: to disappear, to say as little as possible, and for you not to see, because there's so many people that are going to tell us exactly why we're here. Let me say that all protocol observed, and that's simply because all of our dignitaries, which I welcome and I'm happy to see, will be acknowledged and will be introduced appropriately at the right points within our program. Without a further waste of time, I'm going to ask our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Institutional Support. The area of infrastructure is under his leadership, Dr. Lebogang Hashatse, to come forward and to give some welcoming remarks as we start off our program. Dr. Hashatse, please.
Oh, should I use this one? Okay. Thank you very much, Program Director. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, members of the ALES broader community. Good morning, members of Fort Hare. Good morning, the Minister, Dr. Nkabane. Good morning, Deputy Minister. I have to say good morning to the DG, because I think, you know, the DG and us work very close in our day-to-day, almost on a day-to-day basis. I'm welcoming you on behalf of the University of Fort Hare, but I think it's probably fitting to say it's actually on behalf of the broader community. The Minister was saying earlier on that this would, you know, is the first university to be visited in the country. But I have to also say that it's a university with a difference. I mean, it's rare to find a university located within in a very practical, visible way in a community. And you would see in the way that the entire ceremony has been organized, that it's actually having the setting of the community. And I think it's important to recognize that, because without having worked with the entire community, the project might not have been possible. It's not a kind of project that one, you know, institution or one person can lead from beginning to end. It's a project, you know, as had been said already, that actually started off by having to mobilize a range of key stakeholders to make it happen. And therefore, the community is actually quite central. It's central for making the project to happen. It's also central to actually executing the project. It's central for what the project will then deliver for everybody else eventually. And I think the point that the Deputy Minister also said is that in order to take it forward, it requires to be maintained. And most likely, you will not be able to succeed with the maintenance without working very closely, you know, with the members of the committee as well. And I think we should actually honor as well, you know, the department, because the department did recognize, as much as the work tends to be, especially when one deals with city-based university, the work tends to be directly to do with teaching, learning, and research, right? But the infrastructure is much broader, or has become much more broader than just in the university. It does now begin to encompass, you know, communities as a whole, and therefore that recognition has made the project possible as well. So on behalf of, you know, the members of the community of ALES and the broader community, on behalf of the community of the university, starting with council, the management, members of Senate, you know, you're welcome, and thank you very much for making it, and we'll all celebrate together. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the DVC, Dr. Hashatse. It's amazing when you have so many different institutions working together in collaboration, you know, from district municipalities, various departments, and of course, the University of Fort Hare being the implementer for these 2 projects. I'm going to then ask our Acting Director for Properties and Services, Mr. Lungisa Konxeka, to come and give us the technicalities of what exactly is happening here. What does this mean for the improvement of infrastructure in our region, in our area of Alice. And I'm going to ask, therefore, Mr. Lungisa Konxeka to please come forward and to address us on those issues. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
Thank you, Program Director. I must say, though, I was advised not to go too technical, so I will try and give just a general overview of as to why we are here. Thank you very much. My purpose is to give an overview of the water treatment works project, as well as the wastewater treatment projects. These projects were both funded by Department of Higher Education. They have both been completed and commissioned, and they are fully functional. And just to go back as to what necessitated the need for these projects, the facility, the water treatment facility, was not meeting the daily demands for potable water supply for the community. Community being the town of Alice, as well as the University of Fort Hare. So this resulted to a team of professionals being committed to do an assessment on the facility, and in order to determine exactly what is needed and what the shortfalls were. So what the team discovered was that, or the outcome of the assessment was that the facility at the time was producing 60 to 80 liters of water per second, which is water that is supplied to the community as well as the university. And also in terms of storage, this is water that is released from the treatment works and stored in a reservoir which is adjacent to the treatment work, which we'll be visiting after this. And the storage capacity of the facility was sitting at 6 megaliters, sorry. And therefore the recommendation was that, based on the studies that were done, at its peak, the town and the institution has a demand of 107 liters per second. Meanwhile, we're producing 60 to 80 liters per second. And also the storage was not sufficient. Therefore, the recommendations were those, were that the expansion of the water treatment works was necessary. This expansion, then, when touching on the design parameters, the designs have catered for a flow of 140 liters per second, which is more than the demand of the town and this university at the peak. And also that design parameter is catering for the expected growth of the town as well as the institution, and with the projections of 2040. So the design is designed in such a way that it caters for that demand up to 2040. And also what was done was to increase the capacity of the storage of the water that has been treated from 6 megaliters to 12.2 megaliters. So what this basically means that the design is enough to cater for the peak demand, as well as the sufficient storage for the facility. So what was done on the facility was to expand the treatment works in order to improve the flow, and also the infrastructure, the water reticulation between the treatment works to the storage, and also increase the supply from the reservoir to the town. What is also worth noting is that the university is sharing a line with it's sharing a line with Victoria Hospital, and it also has a dedicated line that serves their university directly. And this also on campus we do have a reservoir which serves as reserves in case of water outages. So it also contributes towards the water security, which the water security program which the institution is embarking on. Also to note, the facility is supplying around about 9 zones in Alice, which is the CPD and then Top Town, Zelamanzi, Victoria Hospital, Galfini, Lower Galfini, Upper Galfini, Happy Rest, Mavuso, as well as West Victoria Rural. So all these villages are dependent on the facility. And with the water treatment works located at the topper, at almost the higher point of the town. At the bottom, we have the wastewater treatment works, which is in a way linked to the water treatment works because the water that flows from the water treatment works eventually ends up at the wastewater treatment works. So the expansion of the wastewater treatment works meant that the wastewater treatment works also would have been under strain due to the increased supply of water that is flowing through the system. I think also one of the interesting parts is that 90% of the water that leaves the water treatment works ends up at the wastewater treatment plant. So this also necessitated the expansion of the wastewater treatment works, which is located at the lower side of town. Also, to note, the wastewater treatment plant is owned by the university, and the water treatment plant is owned by Amatole District Municipality. In closing, the project not only benefited the community by improving the services, but also it contributed by creating employment. We had 64 local laborers that were employed at the wastewater treatment works, and approximately 35 local laborers that were also employed at the wastewater treatment works. In addition to that, the project also, there was a requirement for the contractor to have a local spend. Part of that local spend was to purchase materials that is sold by the local vendors or hardware stores, and also to employ subcontractors or SMMEs as part of the project. For both projects, the contractor spent over 10 million rands towards work that was undertaken by the SMME contractors, which assist them in terms of growing their businesses and becoming bigger role players in the construction industry. Program Director, I think that is it from my side. Thank you very much. And yeah, we appreciate the assistance we received from Amatole. This was a joint effort. Amatole District Municipality as well as Raymond Klaba in managing the project altogether. It's a project that was completed on time, completed within budget, which is something to be celebrated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Acting Director for Properties and Services, Mr. Kongxeka. Can we just give this effort a big round of applause? Let's just, this is a jovial affair. Molweni bo mama. Molweni bo mama. This is an amazing affair that a project is planned, started, commissioned, implemented, and done on time. I'll keep repeating this. It's something uncommon, and that many different institutions and departments, each with their own vision, each with what they want to achieve, can put that aside and say, let's work together for something common for the people. So I really want us to enter with that energy. I just want to quote here the population served, because Mr. Kongxeka, you tried, but it still was an international flight for me when you went too technical, 6 seconds per liter and all of that. Itilendo, the population served, this is a community, including Alice Urban, staff and students in rural villages, is going to be 51,000 almost. 51,000 of the people who live here are going to get better services in terms of potable water. Then it says for the wastewater treatment expansion program, it went from 13,600 before the upgrade, and now the capacity is at 38,256. That's almost triple the capacity, 3 times the capacity. So this is a big deal that we have going here. I'm going to ask, therefore, one of the members of the community that has been served and will be serviced by this expanded project, the president of the SRC, who is obviously representing the students, Mr. Aphelele Matinise, to come forward and to make a few remarks that are going to be a message of support for this amazing work. A round of applause.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Let me first greet the VC of the university, Professor Sakale Buhlungu. Let me also greet the members of the council that are here and the entire MEC, and also extend the greetings to the Minister of Higher Education and Training and her team, also to the Raymond Mhlaba Municipality, including the Department of Water and Sanitation. And also special greetings to members of the community that are here from the Alice and also other villages that are around. And also lastly, let me also greet my colleagues from the SRC. Standing before you is Mr. Martinez Aphelele, the current sitting SRC president of the University of Fort Hare. I refuse to be called outgoing. As much as I'm just left with, I think, 24 hours in office now. Monday, you are getting the new SRC. But I'm very much happy to stand here to make sure that, because this project is one of the projects that we have advocated. I think even if VC can attest, in most meetings that we're having with the MEC, we will also address the issue of water crisis in Alice campus, whereby we went to even propose that in our university, one residence must have one water tank to curb this issue of water crisis. So I think this project will make sure that it alleviates that crisis. Now, it is with great pride and gratitude that we stand here today to launch this vital water treatment in Alice campus, which is of course going to benefit not only the Alice campus, but also the community. Because as the university, we must understand that it is our responsibility to also serve the community. We exist within the community. Therefore, as a way of giving back, it must also not only benefit the university for the students, but also the community. Now, to all the stakeholders that are involved, including the university management, the DHET, Department of Water and Sanitation, Raymond Mhlaba Municipality, and also the university. Thank you for this program, and thank you for your dedication and commitment to ensure that your efforts have made it possible that today we are here to launch this project. And if I can remember very well, this project was, I think, was started around last year in June. And most of us were like, it's going to take 5 years or 10 years to complete. But today, we are saying, finally, we are here to launch this project. Now, thank you very much. Because, you see, I arrived in the University of Fort Hare, I think I arrived in 2019. Then we were told that there's a reservoir that we're having there, but we never saw it working. So it means it's like some sort of, it was decorating to us. But now we've been assured that this water treatment project plant is going to be connected with that reservoir. It means that even if the municipality is having a problem of water crisis, we are not going to be affected as students. So for that, we really appreciate. Now, together as the university and the students, we are much appreciating to having built a brighter and more secure future for our university and the entire community. Let this project be a testament to what we can achieve through collaboration as different stakeholders and shared vision for the process. With that, I thank you.
Thank you very much to our outgoing SRC president. It is what it is. It is what it is, President, unfortunately. Continuing on the theme of community, we are going to call on the acting mayor of the Raymond Mhlaba Municipality, Mr. Elton Bantam, and he is going to address us as the beneficiary of this wonderful project and give his message of support. Acting Mayor, please. Applause, please.
Thank you. Program Director, Mr. Unati Heshula. I'll try with my spelling. Linkosi Lesizwe Lakowetu, our Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane, our Honorable Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, David Matlobo, our Executive Mayor of our district municipality, Honorable Councillor Annelen Sangane, Chairperson of Council, Prof. Lungisile Nsebas Besa, our Vice Chancellor, Prof. Sakele Bulungu, Speaker of Council, Honorable Councillor Tozama Ngai, our Chief Whip of Council, Councillor Nokamzimle Mlamla, the executive members of Council of Raymond Umhlaba, all council members present, members of the executive management team of the University of Ode, our own municipal manager, Mrs. Malinzi, the SRC president and your collective leadership, the student community, and members of our community. I want to greet you this morning in our name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. It is important that I emphasize that the University of Fode, as we all know, is an iconic institution that played a pivotal role in the fight against all forms of injustice during the apartheid era. Therefore, the University of Ode is one of the oldest academic institutions that united our people to reject the apartheid system and fought for creation of a democratic South Africa. Hence, it is key to always remind ourselves that Fode is the only academic institution that produced 5 heads of state within the continent of Africa. In addition, the freedom and democracy we enjoy today was also cultivated within the walls of the University of Ode. It is not a mistake that today this iconic institution continues to be our national treasure. And as the people of Raymond Umhlaba local municipality, we literally value the existence of this university. To this end, as the municipality, we have a permanent and strategic partnership with the university. Hence, we will continue to strengthen our cooperation with the university to ensure collectively we build a society that will be coming out of poverty in this local spheres of government. We are quite aware that facilities that are taken for granted in other university towns are unavailable in Alice. And this is largely due to the unfavorable history of our institution. We are also aware that our infrastructure is old and obsolete. We know that the bulk capacity of water, sanitation, and electricity is unable to cope and keep pace with the expansion of the university. However, we've made progress in this regard. Hence, we are here today. Furthermore, we acknowledge that the growth of the University of Ode is constrained by the weaknesses of the host town, which is Alice. Equally, the university depends on the modern, vibrant, modern infrastructure in order to attract students and academics. And this is the reality that we are committed to change by partnering with strategic partners. We are raising these challenges in order to demonstrate that the University of Ode has an independent relationship with the Raymond Mhlaba local municipality. And both these institutions are permanently in communication with each other. It's against this background that we affirm that the University of Ode is the economic livelihood or lively blood of Alice, in particular, the Raymond Mhlaba in general. We are deeply happy with the support we receive from government because our government funded this project with the sole aim of improving the basic need of our communities in the form of supplying clean water and sanitation to our people. Our appreciation of the partnership between the spheres of government is informed by the fact that the great cooperation between our own municipality, the University of Ode, our district municipality ADM, our provincial government, the Ministry of Higher Education, led to the success of this project that we are launching today. We are extremely happy because of this intervention by our government will go a long way in ensuring that our communities have maximum access to clean water and drinking water, which is a basic need. From time to time, it is important to always remind ourselves that we carry the hopes, aspirations, interests of the masses of our people, majority of whom are young, poor, and unemployed. Therefore, the sustainability of the provision of service delivery requires an unwavering commitment from all of us who are given the responsibility to lead our community. I must point out that the launch of the Alice and the University of their water treatment works project does respond to the University of their strategy defined as towards a decade of renewal. We support the renewal project of the University of there because as the municipality, we are a prime beneficiary given the economic spin-offs. We continue to receive by virtue of our geographical location. Most importantly, the success of the implementation of the decade renewal project will enhance a meaningful full contribution to boost the economic growth and development of our area. We must continue to strengthen our cooperation amongst ourselves, such as the future plans are effectively implemented and sustainable for the upliftment of our community. In conclusion, we want to recommit ourselves as the Raymond Mhlaba Local Municipality Leadership and Council that we will strive to strengthen our working relationship that we already have in place with the leadership of the University of there, so that we can work collectively together for the upliftment of our communities, especially in the surrounding rural areas of the university town. I thank you. Inkosi.
Thank you very much to the acting mayor. He's so well dressed. Now the Heritage Month, I should have made more of an effort to put on clothes reflecting my heritage. He makes some very important points. Raymond Mhlaba Municipality and the University of Fort Hare are joined at the hip. One cannot survive without the other. We are going to continue with our next speaker, but a thought crossed my head, and DBC, RPI will be very happy for me to say this, that in fact, with this project, not only are we affecting the community, but also we are pushing forward the research agenda of the University of Fort Hare. We have a research niche area in water research, and the security of water means that we can do research much more optimally because of that. So please let that be the message. You are hitting a lot of different areas simultaneously with your hard work and your investment, and we thank you very much for it. I'm going to call on our mayor. I know that in your program it says the member of the mayoral committee, Mrs. Nomonde Geza. Mine is the updated one. Ne? Your version is a little bit older. Mine is a little bit newer. This one is fresh, hot off the press. I'm going to call on the mayor of Amatola District Municipality, Councillor Anele Ntsangani, who's going to address us on behalf of the district municipality.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Program Director, let me take this opportunity to greet you as the Program Director and to greet the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nobuhle Nkabane, and to greet the Deputy Minister, Tata Mahlobo. Let me continue greeting Professor Ntsabeza, who is also the chair of the University of Water Council. Let me greet the administrative head of the institution, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Buhlungu, His Excellency. And let me also greet all the members of his executive, that is the management, as well as our Honorable Acting Mayor, Elton Pandam. And the University of Fort Hare staff, councillors, students, Amatola District Municipality staff or officials, as well as Raymond Hlaba officials, communities of Raymond Hlaba, as well as in particular the community of Ntsalamangzi. You know, I'm home today. Yeah. This is my home. When I was the mayor of the erstwhile Konkobe municipality for 10 years in this area, I got an opportunity to work with the former Vice Chancellor, Professor Derek Swartz, who used to say, Fort Hare and Alice, a relationship is like that of a fish and water. And he used to say, Fort Hare is a fish in the sea, which is Alice. So if that sea is unable to feed the fish will die. That's his analogy, Professor Derek Swart. So today reminds me of what he said. And of crucial importance today is the value for money that we'll see, that we've seen, and is the district development model in action that we've seen. And I can safely say this project is a really value for money. Fortunately, I'm here with my municipal manager, Dr. Mthembu, the municipal manager of ADM, and he is here with his process controllers who will witness the handover of this beautiful project, which is state-of-the-art project. And I'm happy when I heard that what we've been lobbying for the past a decade or more, that together with, Advocate Mangotwa and others, that the University of Fort Hare be declared a World Heritage Site. I can safely say I've heard good news, but I won't reveal those good news. But Professor Buhlungu will reveal the good news. It's not my call to do that. But, I'm very thrilled today. I hope we'll play our role of ensuring that we maintain, the project, the treatment works, water treatment works, as well as wastewater treatment works. I know the wastewater treatment works belongs to the investor of Forte, but the water treatment works belongs to us. So we'll have to work together and maintain it. And we, you know, together with Professor Buhlungu, I want to assure the community of Rainbow Mhlaba, including Forte, that we'll make sure that the project, the wastewater treatment plant is maintained. And I won't bore you with a long message of support. Suffice to say, I'm thrilled by this successful project. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the Executive Mayor of Amatola District Municipalities. Apologies for not fully giving you your due. He didn't let the cat out the bag. Executive Mayor, you didn't let the cat out the bag, but you did open the bag. And the cat did peek and then go back inside. So that's fine. We are going to ask our choir, the University of Forte Choir, to give us one number just to get the blood moving again. It's a celebratory day, an occasion where we have come together as different partners and stakeholders to make something happen that is not common. And so please give us one hot number. I'm not sure if you're going to come here or any writing up. The mics seem to be here. Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Thank you. too. Thank you very much to the University of Water Choir. I always make it a point to insist that this is the best choir in the whole of South Africa. And no lies, no lies. We are going to call on the Deputy Minister of the Department of Water and Sanitation, Mr. David Mahlobo. You know the Deputy Minister. He has a long history in many, many departments, including energy, state security. What you may not know, Professor Oko, is that he has an honors in biochemistry. So I'm just saying, he might approach you for a master's and a PhD soon.
Kuzofuneka ngifake application kakuhle. Thank you very much, Program Director, Dr. Unati. Mina ke ngithanda le choir le, Prof Buhlungu. This is the best choir. Mase kuthethe bona ngiyacomplaina la ngithi, hey, umphathiswa siswami uDr. Nkabane ngithi hlehle ngasiyajiva la. Manje ngathi asiphiwanga kakuhle kuzofuneka nimdonse umphathiswa nimfundise ukuthi kudanswa kanjani, especially ngoba kuyi-Heritage Month. Kwi-leadership ye-council yala ekhaya e-University yase-Fort Hare iholwa utata uProfessor Nsebenza, sibonga kakhulu tata. Kwi-leadership ye-university yonke iholwa uVice Chancellor abuye abe uPrincipal, uProfessor Buhlungu and the entire executive management. Thank you very much. I-leadership ka-government, i-delegation yonke iholwa uMinister uMama uNobuhle Nkabane. Now yonke i-delegation ye-Department of Higher Education and Training, u-DG ne-team ne-staff. Abo executive mayor bethu, i-leadership here yaseMatola. Manje ngiyabona unxibe kakuhle ngenyanga e-right. Ngiyabona no Comrade Elton la uyibambe kakuhle nawo wonke amakhansela akhona oceba abakhoyo. I-leadership yama-officials, ama-departments, National Department, ikona la ye-Department of Higher Education and Training, Department of Water and Sanitation, nabo Municipal, ne-leadership ye-pond, uma khona omele inkulumbuso, abakhona nabahlali ke bakuthi bala ekhaya e-Alice sithi molo. Ne-leadership ye-SRC manje ngiyeza ukuthi upresident bathi uselelwe ngama-hour ambalwa kodwa usase upresident. Ne-executive yakhe sibulise ke ne-incoming SRC. Mina ke ngimele ungubethole usisiphimi. Ulapha phesheya eNew York, which is there's a United Nations General Assembly. They went with our president. There are many, many other issues, other ministers are there. Our message is very clear. You know certain things, there is a time when the galaxy is aligned. In other words, the moon, the stars, and everything, there's an alignment. This project, coincidentally, is launched during a Heritage Month. When it is launched during a Heritage Month, what happened? This is the most important university in the world. Le University yase-Fort Hare akusiyo abantu bala ephondweni lase-Eastern Cape. Le i-University yomzansi Africa. And akusiyo futhi i-University yomzansi Africa. I-University ye-Africa yonkana. And i-University yomhlabuhlangene. Ngoba kwi-Heritage Month, Prof, uyabona ukuthi i-contribution yenu all the time in the struggle for freedom, in the struggle for justice. Many men and women, fine young men and women, they were in these shores, Alice. They set their foot here in search for knowledge. In other words, we are at the nerve center of the thought leadership, but we are also at the nerve center where the revolution, they changed the course of history, both here at home and beyond the borders of our country. Manje ke wena ulauncha lento kuthiwa iproject yamanzi ne-wastewater plant nino-minister, kanti today the stars, they agree that we need to do that. Manje ke noma singanxibanga kakuhle no-minister ngoba bekufuneka mina ngibe I'm a half Zulu, half Swati, bengizochoose nje ukuthi ngifaka yiphi yabo. I should have been wearing my traditional gear so that I appreciate that. Guess what? Today we are doing this event. His Excellency, our President, Cyril Ramaphosa, today is going to be handing over formally our heroes and heroines. Abalwa idabi lenkululeko. Omunye wabo obuya namuhla uPresident azomnikezela ifamily. Utata uadvocate uDumanoko. Wafunda la. Wathola iziqu zani ze Bachelor of Science. Ngelinye ilanga bengixelela uprof la ukuthi ngafika one of the finest leaders this country has ever produced. Wa addressa everywhere in the world. Wama njenge statesman engesiyo kodwa upresident. Utata uOliver Reginald Tambo ubuya khona la. Ubalo bomgaba ubala abaninzi. Therefore it's an important matter. Even today we are born la Ubabu Dumanobe and others are here. Just few days I'm told we had good rains. Manje imvula is a blessing. It's a blessing because water is life. On behalf of our ministry, we want to commend the Department of Higher Education. It allows you to do what we are known for. Ugoba ngama trailblazers. You know, to get into a space where other people are faint-hearted. Nina niyangena kule ndawo. Ngoba niya understand that a symbiotic relationship of a university with the community it serves. The university can't be an island, an ivory tower in the midst of poverty, lawlessness, and thoughtlessness. But a university must be embedded within the community. Manje ke nxa nibe nengxaki ni. Inhlulile lento ukunikezela abantu amanzi. Mayinhlule lento ukunikezela abantu amanzi, iyayijonga lento le university ukuthi sisengxakini. Manje ke i-4 ike yabona nje kunengxaki eSouth Africa abanye abantu bacinga ukuthi bangcono kunabanye. Yasuka lapha athi no idabi lenkululeko yalingenela. Uyabona ke manje ithi nayo idabi lokunikezelwa kweinkonzo kuluntu seyingenela. That's what happened. And siyayibonga lento ukuthi nibe trailblazer, you break boundaries that are artificial. And the relationship with the Department of Higher Education led by the minister yourself, including the municipalities, siyayibulela. That's the mechanism in which we must solve our problems. Ungangibona nje ngijonga ngithetha la. Akusho ukuthi ngine monopoly of wisdom. President ungifakile nje la, kunabanye abantu abangcono kakhulu kunami. Kodwa uma wazi ukuthi kufanele uphangele nabantu, ube nalento le okuthiwa yini, you harness the potential of humanity. That's what we have done here. Nisebenze kakuhle. We're very pleased. But i-department inesicelo okufuneka sisenze. Inkonzo zoluntu maziye kubantu. Amanzi ayimpilo. Ngokomthetho sisekelo noma we must provide water is not a favor. It's the right thing to do. Abantu abana kuphila amanzi engekho. Manje ke amanzi niwahlokomele, niwagade, niwasebenzise kakuhle. Kunedamu la kuthiwa iBhintile Dam la. Uyazi la uthatha khona amanzi. Comrade Mayor. Manje ke nawo la amanzi ami ngizofuna ukuwakhokhele phela. Ngoba ubuye uzawuyisa le body lami okuthiwa iMatola water le. But ke into esijabulelayo ukuthi ke we have increased the capacity of treat amanzi. In other words, for the next 10 years, sizokwazi ukuthi abantu base Alice ne University and some parts zase Raymond Mhlaba bebe namanzi. That's a good thing. Manje ke ingxaki ezabakhoyo ukuthi ngiyawubona lo mcimbi muhle kakhulu ngake ngaya ke esikolweni ngadropa out kwawater. Manje ngiyajonga ngithi hey ingayawike lento lena ibo things fall apart. In other words, team ezokwenza operation and maintenance. You must send the best of the best. Those who are fit for purpose. Uma kunengxaki kune faculty aka science la naka agriculture ayiqali ke namuhla faculty aka science. It has been here for many years. Let's produce more people that can manage the plant and manage the plant very well. Nibanikeze ke ama tools of trade to do the job. Uyabona nje plant uzokuthiwa sekushoda ama chemical chlorine ayikho ama flocculants awekho abantu baphuze amanzi amdaka. Mamanzi emdaka abantu bagcine bebulawa izifo ze stone age like about diarrhea. Nobody must die in this century through diarrhea. Nithenga ama chemicals. Nibhadale umbani ka Eskom. Ukuze le plant le isebenze kakuhle. Ni increase ama reservoirs. Ama reservoirs, they will allow you to keep more water at least for 48 hours. Ningawavumela abe below 60%, Comrade Mayor. Not below 60, in norms and standard. That's how it works, the science of water. And then ufake namapampu, uyabona ukuthi kunezinye indawo la Eastern Cape inhle kakhulu. There is valleys and hills. Abantu at the top of a copy, you can't use the gravitational force, you must pump. Your pump stations must work. That's the one part that I thought I must be able to say, nibambe kakuhle. Abantu kabanemali bakhokhela amanzi. Abahluphekayo igovernment ibasupporte ngale free basic water ngisho. Angamochwa amanzi ngoba relationship between uluntu namanzi, that relationship is very important. We can't waste water. Wastewater treatment plant ngijabule kakhulu ke Prof Buhlungu ngiyayibona uthi khona. Manje ke mina nginamakhala amakhulu amele i-African condition ngizwa ngawo lawo. I have big news. Ukube kuthiwa ani-manage kakuhle, my nose will have felt it. Ama-sinuses wami abazocomplaina kakhulu ukuthi i-wastewater treatment plant ayimanejwa kakuhle. Manje ke ngiyezwa ukuthi nawe uletha i-waste from communities, Mayor. Kuzawufuneka ubhadare lento kuthiwa i-waste discharge charge system. Ubhadare uprof abe nemali. Angisho kunalento ye-revenue management. Lento leyo ukuthi hey amanzi asinokwakhokela ayisebenzi ukuthi abuya kuThixo. Kunomuntu okufuneka abhadele umbani, kunomuntu okufuneka abhadare ama-chemicals, abhadare i-equipment. Manje ke kuzofuneka nibe ne-discussion nibhadara njani. And nibhadare a competitive price, but banganidureli kakhulu ngoba there is a relationship between the two of you. Lapha ke kule wastewater treatment plant, ningafake amanzi amdaka emlanjeni. Don't pollute the water course. If you pollute the water course, kwaba nesuwa comrades, sizanibopha. Siqale ngabantu bakuthi eMpumalanga la ngibuya khona. Umasipala wakuthi eRmelo eMsukalikwa siuhlawulise more than 200 million. 200 million. Kunomunye ke omncinci lapho kuthiwa iThabachew. Ucomrade uHlehla uminister la ubuya athunywe ANC uyiconvener la. Manje lento yokubopha abantu baseMpumalanga aqala ngenzela ukuthi mangiya kwenye province babone nje ukuthi ngiserious mangiqala ngabasekhaya. Akwazi ukuthi kube nesuwa in people's homes in the streets. And then the next thing, the little limited water resources here in your province, abe nomdaka. Cost of treatment is going to be very high. We are going to destroy biodiversity and our heritage if there is a pollution. Ngiyitholile ke i-intelligence report. Ithi ngathi kunayo isuwa spillage. Manje kuzofuneka ke uyilungise before ngifike ke nxa. Ngoba ngizawufika. Angizokufakela i-directive. Uma sengigqibezela ke lamanzi lana ngoba iningizimu Afrika yashoda, is a water scarce country. Lamanzi enwabiza lapha nithi amanzi amdaka kuthiwa i-effluent. Anike nwa convert from waste into wealth. Leya wastewater treatment plant, faka more sewer them, uma ufaka more sewer, is large, let's make it to make ama-fertilizer. Abantu base Eastern Cape abakwazi ukuba ne-food insecurity. Agriculture must boom. And ngibonile prof lapho ngathi ufake iluseni lapha emlanjeni. There's a lucerne, it's a good thing. The only complaint I have ngathi kwi-flat line. Yabona ke indaba ze-flat line. Uma uba kwi-flat line kusho ukuthi cross line, i-red zone. But I'm very happy it's green. And then the other portion yale sludge produce some hydrogen gas abantu beze nama-gas anyana amabhodlela ngisho nibanikeze kuba yini i-circular economy ningamochi amanzi don't irrigate with raw water, use effluent and more irrigate ngexesha elikuhle thina ke siwumnyango sizonisupporta prof uminister onginike i-directive ngike ngafunda ke ngamanzi before I dropped out ngencinci labantu ke ngicela ukuthi minister mabephuma la basinike a clear operational plan on how this asset is going to be managed. In other words, ngoba kuyikari ye 12 megaliters, it can't be managed by umuntu nje on a BTEC. Idinga yabona for every car kune license ukuthi imoto engaka moyiqhuba idinga license number bani. Uphosha ke ukhona umakhaya la uzakuxelela ukuthi plant engaka, what kind of skills, what experiences nibanikeze. We need that operational plan. Secondly, imali etholakala from lapha Comrade May ayi ngicela uyi-ring fence ungayifaki ku-miscellaneous no CFO wakho. Imali ephuma ey'nkonzweni zamanzi must be ring fenced so that we can invest it back in water infrastructure. We can sweat the asset. Ngoba uma unga-invest kwi-asset kwi-ONA, uma imoto yakho ingena motor plan, izawuma estradini. This one is the state of the art. Yabona. And ungayivumeli i-collapse. And then we can build more infrastructure. But on behalf of Comrade Pemi, our minister, nine support yethu. And sijabule kakhulu ukuthi sibe khona la. Ngelanga ke le Heritage Day, ngizokwenza just a small prayer ngihlale phansi Comrade Hlehle. Sichabasam Yesu sichabasam South Africa. God bless South Africa, her sons and daughters. Enkosi.
Siyabulela kakhulu ku-Deputy Minister wathetha ngqo and he speaks directly and he speaks facts. It was very enriching and very informative. We thank you very much. Diavuya also, you touched in the balekle, ikhona university esidlango xabana nayo, iti we are the university of the country. You know, and now we have this. I said, no, Forte is the university of the country. They say, no, UNISA is the university. I said, no. Forte is the university of the country and the continent and the world. So now I have an even a stronger backing. I'll tell you, no, the Deputy Minister made it very clear that Forte is the university of the country. Speaking about Forte, we are going to now ask our Vice Chancellor and the Principal of the University of Forte, Professor Sakela Buhlungu, who is at the forefront of ensuring with his colleagues and his management team that we move in this wonderful period as the University of Forte. So please, Professor Buhlungu, if you can come and address us. Applause, please. This is my boss. Please applaud very loudly. Hey, and fucking like.
Thank you very much, Program Director. One thing I didn't know until today, Honorable Executive Mayor Nsangani, is that my name was said in the same sentence as the title Excellency. I didn't know that. Thank you for that, but yeah. Once again, let me greet Honorable Minister Dr. Nkabane and Honorable Deputy Minister Mahlobo, the Chairperson of Council of the University of Fort Hare, Professor Nzebeza, Deputy Chairperson of Council, Dr. Koyana, the DG of the Department of Higher Education and Training, Dr. Seshi, and many, many others, members of the University Executive, and members, very, very importantly, of our partners, partner institutions. And they are all here in that order. It's the Department of Higher Education, it's Amatole District Municipality, the mayor spoke, and of course, Raymond Mhlaba, the acting mayor, spoke earlier. But I see others as well in the house. I see Prince Charlie that side, and members from the Ngangatelo. I see many councillors, especially from Raymond Mhlaba, including my own 2 councillors. I'm in a unique position. I have 2 councillors, Minister. Councillor Ngome and Councillor Ngala. Yes, yes, they're here. Yes, Councillor Ngala. Councillor Ngala is the mayor for Fort Hare. Thank you very much. For me today, I'm not going to make a speech. It's a day of celebration, celebrating a major project, or 2 major projects for us. It's something that goes back to the days in which I arrived at Fort Hare in 2017. I'll tell this story. It's because that's what it was. That's what one had to contend with every day. There would be strikes by students over water outages. Strikes. The university would come to a standstill. There's no water, and on top of it, there's a strike. That was the order of the day. But also, we often had to send staff home because there was no water on campus. So we sent them home. But there's this one incident, I'll tell this one because it's very telling. It's always part of the thread when I think about water. This senior person comes to me in the office here in Alice, and he starts touching his stomach. He says, the decibels went down. VC, can I go home, please? I said, what? Can I go and work from East London? What's the problem? I have a running stomach and there's no water here in Alice. So we've come far with water or lack of water. But we've come far in a context where we have a major river here. It's not big, but the Kume River is known from far and wide. It's a river that features prominently in many pieces of literature. A.C. Jordan writes about the Kume River, and many, many others write about this river. The water never dries up, and yet, as a university and as a town, we had no water. So, let me go back just very briefly to the origins of these projects, how it started. As I said, we had these kind of perennial interruptions of water supply as a university. And the first thing that was done as I was arriving was to put a reservoir up the hill. You'll see it. There's a green reservoir up the hill. The idea was then to have a backup plan so that at least it was said 72 hours. While the water is flowing, we fill up the reservoir, and then when the water stops from the plant, then that water feeds the campus. But it never really, really helped because the outages were so frequent. So that was the issue. So from that moment onwards, saqala sabuzana, what do we do? What do we do? Sabuzana sateta no masipala akwanceda, sateta sodwa akwanceda. We put, as the president of the SRC said, we put JoJo tanks next to each residence. It did not help, really. It did not relieve the problem. And so it was at that point that we approached the Department of Higher Education and Training. And we specifically approached the minister. And I remember several sittings, several sessions that took place in East London at the library, new library in East London, on the 4th floor, where we met. The minister was there, the mayor's, executive mayor of Raymond Mhlaba, the mayor of executive mayor of Amatole, mayor of Raymond Mhlaba, and various other. Amatole Water Board was there. The university was there. We spoke, and then the minister in the end says, listen, yes, I sympathize, but I can't help. It's not my line department, it's not my line function. As the minister, we know that. We know that we wouldn't have come if we didn't know, if we didn't have an issue. We want water. Teaching and learning is getting interrupted. The students, as I said, so we said we want water. So after many hours of deliberations and several sittings, we came up with a plan. The minister said, okay, we'll give you money. And we didn't end there. We said, okay, fine, give the money. We said also, we built new residences here. There's a new RDP area here that is developed in the town. There are other informal settlements around. There are villages. So the wastewater treatment plant also needs an upgrade, and it falls under the university. The minister said, well, that's difficult. We said, yes, it's difficult, minister, but please. The minister in the end gave a total of 130 million for the two projects, roughly 65 million each. 65 million each. Now the issue then was this. These are, the one is an asset of Amatole Water Board and ADM, right? The enye is asset of university. So how do you fund a project across the departmental line? That was one of the kind of sticky points. The wastewater treatment plant was easy because it falls under the university. So in the end, after many deliberations and bright ideas in the room, it was agreed the minister would give us the money. That Fort Hare would be the implementing agent. Imali khona ilapha epokothini nangoku. Kwathi izahlala lapha epokothini ingaphumi. Ingaphumi iye kwenye. But ayizuphuma ilapha in our bank account, in our pocket. Secondly, the university is our employer e-contract, but kune structure as involved by the other partners to be consulted, okay? But we will appoint the contractor. 3, we will pay the contractor from the university, as the university, okay? And that there will be sittings and so on and so forth. The payment certificates will be processed and recommended, but the university would decide, okay? So that was agreed. And finally, the money then was deposited. Yangeni mali bank. Ingenege le mali during COVID, around the time of COVID. So there were delays, there were long delays with implementation. But in the end, at the beginning of last year, at that time, we were at serious risk, I should say. We're at serious risk because National Treasury was breathing down the necks of the department, and the department was breathing down our necks, saying, if you don't spend the money, we're going to take it. And so, and I remember vividly, we were set the 21st of March last year as the date to demonstrate that we have awarded a contract to a contractor. And we worked, through the night. Eventually, we awarded a contract before that date. And that's how we started this project. So by the end of the period, within 12 months, more or less, the project was done. This launch was delayed in part because of final touches and what you call landscaping and all of that. So this one was finished much earlier, I think around March, April this year, within deadline. The wastewater one was finished more recently, but around July or so. So here's one thing that's very important about all of this, is that one, both projects were done within budget. Both projects within budget. The second thing is that, in fact, and the Funigelena, we're not going to say much about this, so Iteta no minister, no DG, we also achieved savings in both projects. Serious savings. So that's that. No, we're not saying we're sending the money back. The money is still in their account. The third, yeah? All right, Chairperson, if you insist, I'll say altogether over 12 million. Yeah, over 12 million, yes. So that's what we're doing now. Of course, we're doing the last thing now. We're dealing with the last payment certificates, which are small. The final touches to the projects, but the savings remain. That's the thing. The third, or the fourth and very important point is that there were minimal delays, and most of the delays were because of weather, especially rain during December, January, February. That was the main cause of delays. The fourth point is that, and I will say this because it's fought here, and I know we've got cases running in the court for theft. Not a cent of the 130 million rand was stolen. Not a cent. Not a cent. I need to say that. It's very important that we have a new chapter. Now, the issue about water, I think speakers before me have said a lot about water and its significance. But for us as a university, for us running the university, water is part of the renewal project, the decade of renewal. So I got two requests sitting down there. One was by the minister. She said, please unpack this decade of renewal thing. And I undertook that I'll do it. And then other one was, the other request was by the mayor, executive mayor, to talk about the heritage status. I will do that. But let me talk about the decade of renewal thing briefly. It is common cause that this university was down and almost out. It was down and almost out. It was down and almost out. Even the activities were gravitating towards East London. That senior person who was brushing his stomach and pretending to be having serious stomach cramps, actually, no, he just wanted to be close to home in East London and work from there. That's all. So the university in Alice itself was suffering from serious neglect. The infrastructure was in a dire situation. And the water was but one of the symptoms of that decline of the campus. So when we started then, we did all sorts of things, and we said, look, let's make a bold statement. We want to rebuild this university. Yes, it's there. It's more than 100 years. But without a message that's going to resonate with a first-year student, with a regular staff member, we're not going to go far. And renewal is something that everyone can relate to. Renewal is about fixing the water in the way that we're doing today. Renewal is about revamping the curriculum, which we've done. Renewal is about building new residences, which we've done. Renewal is clamping down on thieving, which we've done. Renewal is clamping down on all sorts of other things. That's what it is about. It's very difficult. It's very painful. It's at times, I've always said to people, the renewal that we embarked upon is almost like doing heart surgery on a patient. Patient who's alive, but you have to cut up the body to go inside and fix the heart and do heart surgery and stitch it up, back up, and then the person lives and could even run another Comrades Marathon. So that's what we're doing. This water project, if it was a human being, the university would run another 10 marathons, Comrades Marathon, after this, what we're doing today. So that's what it is about, and so these water projects are part of the renewal. We now can drink from the tap. I know many people, even in big cities, Cape Town, Johannesburg, some people don't drink from the tap. Here in Alice, from now onwards, was our cellar manzi directly from a tap in. Nanga fresh ala papezu. That's renewal. But also, water is dignity. Water is dignity. It always pains my heart when there's water interruption. And you see the students, the young people there, not only do they have water to cook or to drink or to bath, they don't have water for ablutions, right? It's very sad to see young people like that. There's no dignity there. And so by doing this, we're also therefore affirming the humanity of our students, the humanity of our staff, but most importantly, or rather significantly also, the humanity of our communities around us. Also, very important, we've said very clear as part of the renewal, we're no longer a historically disadvantaged university. We are a university, that's it. That tag as a phone, as a phone. Otherwise, sawuhlala sizimbedlenge okokoko, sawuhlala sizi-victims okokoko. Masime sizimele ngenyawo, that's why silapha namhlanje. Sabona mama suke ngenyawo siye ku-minister directly, siye ku-complainer. Sihlukane no-complainer senze. And so, for us, we're determined we're not an HDI anymore. If there's anyone here who thinks Fort Hare, hayi inhlambo fela mahashi, ayisekho lonto le. Ayisekho yo inhlambo fela mahashi le. The benefits are not only to the university. There's a saying, I don't know if we know it, that a rising tide raises all boats. Rising tide raises all boats. So we're kind of pushing the tide, and we're getting all the boats. If boat yakwansela manzi nayo iyenyuka, iyase Gulfini iyenyuka, iyase Happy Rest iyenyuka, iyase Hillcrest iyenyuka, kwamavuso iyenyuka, njalo njalo. Sinyuka sonke siyi-community. Ngoba kaloku siphela sonke, i-catchment yethu lena, i-staff sethu sihlala lapha, i-students sethu sihlala lapha, nathi singabahlali here. When there's a water outage, it hits me, it hits all members of management, all members of staff in the university. It pains us when we have to stop those things. So with this project, we're very happy that it brings us even closer to our communities, Honorable Bantom. It brings us closer. It confirms what people have been saying, that we are Siamese twins at the university and university and the town. We're also happy that there are other institutions, public institutions that are benefiting. Victoria Hospital, which is very vital for us, down the way, this way, and also Lovedale College here behind us, where we're sitting right now. When they were organizing this, and I was told where the tent was going to be, I said, well, can't we put it next to the plant? Someone said, no. Actually, symbolically having this event and this tent here, you can see houses here, is right in the middle of the community. Symbolically, it speaks volumes about who we are and that we cannot extract ourselves from the community. We're part of it. See, community is it. And we are the biggest institution here. We are the anchor institution of Alice. Like someone said earlier, if it down here, the 40 chona pants. If it chona pants, the 40, the town is chona pants. And we dare not allow that to happen. And in fact, we are university enomasipala bathathu. Sine Buffalo City ngapha eMonti. Sibe ne ADM, which is a big one, district municipality. Sibe ne Raymond Mhlaba apha. Siya choose ba siya lalaphi namhlanje. Lalaphi ngomso. So that's where we are. I think people have spoken about the district development model. I'm not going to say anything about that. But I just want to thank the stakeholders here, especially in this order. We're going to thank the funder, Honorable Minister. We're very grateful. And it's also very important, and we're very proud that it's your first time to a public university since your assumption of office, but also it's your first visit to Fort Hare. And welcome to Fort Hare. This is it. This is it. We really appreciate the support, but it's beyond the minister. We've had a lot of support and cooperation by the staff, from the DG, the DDG, and all other staff in the department. There have been moments where we kind of, we asserted ourselves, they asserted themselves, and things went very robust, but in the end, the point was this, to deliver these two projects. We're very grateful. And we are the implementing agents for this project. So inside, DVC Ashate has spoken, Mr. Konglega has spoken, and many other people that have been part of this. Again, very, very grateful. One little thing that I haven't said is that with all our infrastructure projects, we decided that there was a bottleneck with delivery at a certain point. And we decided to have an ad hoc committee that meets once every single week. Every single week on Wednesday, we meet. and we push these projects, and we hold people to account. And I'll say no more. But that's why I'm very grateful to members of that committee who have also kind of been part of this major, major effort. The owner, of course, is Honorable Ntsangane. You're the owner here. And when people are talking about maintenance and so on and so forth, after this project is done, is on you and the water board. And so, Tina, we've done our job. We've done our job, and siyabulela kodwa ngentsebenziswana siyifumene kuni nokuba nisifumele uba imali ihlala lapha kude epokothini kuba yethu nyani ke phofu. And then the beneficiaries naba nabahleli ngabahlali. I-beneficiaries yonke le project ngabahlali, i-beneficiaries zonke i-university nabanye nalo thethayo apha phandle na i-beneficiary. So the question is this. So the question then is this, and the question then is this. What is next? Now, the question is, what is next? What is next? For us, we now kind of in that mode where we're pushing infrastructure projects. And there are other projects that we now initiating. The one which we're very grateful about, beyond water, is the expansion of the Alice Library. We've got some funding, some grant funding from the department. I'm not sure if it's sufficient. We will talk to the department about it, but we've got some grant funding for it, a pledge, if you like. It's there. We also have money for a student center in Alice, in East London. That project is also now initiating, and we're going to push it in a massive, massive way. What is next also for us? We are a university of 17,500, 600, 700, okay? 17,000 plus. The next thing for us now is that this water project, or these water projects, allow us to raise our enrollments and to catapult into the 20,000 plus kind of bracket now, okay? All along we've been under 20,000. This allows us to then get above 20,000 and achieve more economies of scale. That's what we're doing. We're now starting the enrollment, a new enrollment plan, and we're building that into it. We also, which also feeds into this question of this issue of the farm. We also now, of the water, sorry. We also now revamping our research farm in a big way. The one that you see, which has been an eyesore along the road. Work has started on revamping that. It's now going to be a very serious kind of operation, and that we're doing now. Again, it's a big project. We also, I just want to also mention that we're now going to double our efforts to establish, or rather to get authorization to establish a veterinary science school here at Fort Hare. I do know, Honorable Minister, that there have been discussions in Cabinet about establishing several veterinary science schools, and Fort Hare was mentioned among those. But that process has not moved much, has not had traction, and it's something that we will be engaging with Minister Dr. Nkabane about it and the department, because we think now we are ready for that. We're able to carry out big projects and implement them successfully. Then the last point, really, and then I'm done, but the last point is the request from Honorable Ntsangane. He said something about an honor to Fort Hare. Someone said something, I think Minister Mahlobo, Deputy Minister Mahlobo in particular said, the University of Fort Hare is a university like no other. This next year, February the 8th, we turn 109 years, 109 next year, February. And of course, we've done many things that people have spoken about. But I just want to remind us there are 3 honors that have been bestowed on the university during this time. In 2005, the President of the Republic awarded the National Order of the Baobab in gold to Fort Hare, 2005. Many people don't know that. And then in 2016, Fort Hare was then designated as a National Heritage Site in 2016. And then finally, in July 2024, UNESCO, meeting in New Delhi, India, designated Fort Hare among 10 sites that are called Nelson Mandela Heritage and Liberation, Human Rights and Liberation sites. Fort Hare was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's that. And that includes both the university in Alice as well as the Z.K. Matthews House. Now, as you will know, the Z.K. Matthews House is in an advanced stage of degeneration and decay, which means now, Honorable Mayor, we must talk. We must talk to the National Minister of Arts and Culture. We must talk about restoration of that house so that it is in a state that is presentable, in a state that will attract tourism to this region. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Minister.
Thank you very much to our VC, Professor Sakela Buhlungu. That's how you establish credibility. Someone gives you R1 to do a project, you over-deliver. You give them R3 worth of value, and then we send a change. I'm going to change, of course, we're keeping the change. But we're going to change a coil. We just quickly an announcement, and my apologies for this. We talk about wastewater treatment. I have not even let you know that if you want to use the toilet facilities, they are out, and to my left, you can then go and use the restrooms over there. We're going to call the University of Fort Hare Choir just to give us one item because we are moving. We are going to have our chair come up and introduce the minister, but we want the University of Fort Hare Choir to give us an item, and then also while we manage some other issues a little bit. University of Fort Hare, please come. Thank you very much to, I told you, this is the best choir in the land, I told you. We are now moving to the address by the Honorable Minister, the Minister of Higher Education. To do the introduction, I'm going to invite the chair of our council, Professor Lungisile Ntsebeza, who also incidentally happens to be a scholar of African Studies in this Heritage Month. And he will do the introduction of the minister and call her up to address us.
Molweni, siyabonga, goeiemiddag, good afternoon. Now, as I was sitting there, listening to speakers, and each speaker was sort of starting by acknowledging people around here. And I wondered whether it is my job as a person who just introduces the minister to acknowledge everybody here. And at the same time, I remember in the recent past that people used to cut this long list of people by monotonously saying each time they stand up that protocol observed. And then that would cut. So, I mean, that thing which was monotonous, I hated it. Because people would say that even in Kakpuma Makwengwe, boys coming of age, funerals and so on. But I think that here it's appropriate for me to say protocol observed. Yes. My task, I'll come to it just now. Let me abuse the time I have here. And I know Dr. Koyana, my colleague, is going to pass the vote of thanks. And I'm sure will also make remarks about this. When the VC said that Forte has done its task, it's the executive mayor and the local municipality to continue with the work. I said to myself, I disagree with you, VC. In fact, this is the beginning of the work. Because if we are serious about maintaining this facility, there must be ongoing research. The technical side of it, but also the community side of it. Sitting there, I heard an old lady outside complaining that they have not been invited, nearly spoiling this occasion. I think that such things must be taken seriously. And research does exactly that. When you look at the socio-economic conditions and political conditions and so on, research unearths these things for us. So VC, DVC research, Prof Vital, the job has just begun. Thank you. My task is to introduce the minister. And it is truly a great honor for me to introduce to you Dr. Nobuhle Pamela Kabane, who was appointed as the Minister of Higher Education of the 7th administration. I think it was in July, 3rd of July, if I'm not mistaken, this year. Dr. Kabane's career in Parliament started when she stood as a parliamentary candidate for the African National Congress in May 2019. Blame Google if I'm wrong. That's my research. And those elections, as you know, we've got 2 elections. There's national, provincial, and there's local government. This was the national 2019 national and provincial election. And then she was elected to the National Assembly representing KwaZulu-Natal. Between June 2019 to October 2020, Dr. Kabane served in various portfolio committees. Portfolio Committee on Human Settlements, Water and Sanitation, Portfolio Committee on Employment and Labor, as well as the Portfolio Committee on Sports, Arts and Culture. In June 2021, Dr. Kabane became a member of the Committee for Section 194 inquiry, dragged on for a long time, which was tasked with determining the fitness or otherwise of public protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane to hold office. I laugh? I'm a researcher. Then on the 5th of August, 1920, that reveals my age, nearly said 1921, 2021, President Cyril Ramaphosa appointed Dr. Kabane as Deputy Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, a post she held until the end of the term of the 6th administration in June this year, which is 2024. It is during her tenure as Deputy Minister that on the 16th of March 2022, at a nuclear technology Imbizo, Dr. Kabane made a clarion call for South Africa to invest in nuclear energy, highlighting its international recognition as an invaluable electricity source. We can debate there. Academically, Dr. Kabane is well decorated. Somewhere in Google, they refer to you as a person who is committed to lifelong learning. Not the decoration. Okay, well, that's mine. It's not Google, it's me. She received a Doctor of Philosophy in Administration from the University of KwaZulu-Natal, UKZN, where she earned her honors and master's degrees in public administration. Must disclose that now I'm also an alma mater of the University of Natal at Durban at the time. That was before the measures. So there's something that brings us together, in common. Yep. She has also completed various diplomas and certificates in fields such as management and youth development. Youth Know is my project right now. That's another area. Management and youth from the University of Cape Town, Stellenbosch Business School, the University of the Western Cape, UWC. Google tells me that you're also continuing with your studies, with masters and so on with international universities, but you haven't passed. And I always say to my students that, who dropped out? No, Deputy Minister dropped out. I always say to my students that a good student is the one who has completed a degree. Yeah. So I want to address you, Minister, not as doctor, right? So as you, Honorable Minister, step into your new role as Minister of Higher Education, we, the University of Fort Hare, extend our heartfelt congratulations and best wishes. Your extensive experience and academic background position you to drive significant transformative initiatives in the South African Higher Education Center. As the chairperson of the University of Fort Hare Council, I'm sure I'm expressing the sentiments of my colleagues in council and the university at large in saying that in us, you are guaranteed to have a solid and an unwavering ally in the quest for fundamental transformation, not only in the higher education sector, but the country as a whole and beyond. Honorable Minister, please, before, in church, I sometimes hear people saying that you get inspirational, and actually gets tossed about Jonyuka, or I don't know how to say that in English. But unyuka means that you begin to rise and to shout and so on and do all this. So I don't want to get to the stage. The stage is yours, Minister.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you. Thank you so much, Program Director of the session, Dr. Unati Heshula, the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Mr. David Mahlobo, the Chairperson of the Council, Professor Lungisile Nsebenza, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sakela Buhlungu, and the executive present here today, the District Mayor of Amatole, and Tate Anele Ntsangani, the local mayor of Raymond Mhlaba, local municipality, Mayor Bantam, the choir that welcomed here this morning. Omama notata bonke balendawo yakuthi yase Alice. All employees from various institutions of government present here today, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Molweni. It is an honor to stand before you today as we witness the culmination of a significant partnership, a partnership that addresses one of the most pressing needs of our time, the provision of clean, safe, and sustainable water. As the government, what we want to ensure is that when we provide these basic services to our people, we provide water that is conducive for human consumption. Because not every water you can drink as a human being, but it should meet some standards for you to be able to drink it in terms of the national standards as regulated by the Department of Water and Sanitation. My colleague is here, who was speaking about those issues this morning when he was delivering his remarks. Section 27 of our Constitution states that, I quote, "Everyone has the right to have access to sufficient food and water. Our Constitution mandates us as government to ensure everyone has access to clean water." Today, we are not only unveiling infrastructure, which is bulk water infrastructure, which is composed of both water treatment works as well as wastewater treatment works. But we are also unveiling hope and opportunities and aspirations of the people of Alice, the University of Fort Hare, the students, the community, as well as the future generations that will benefit from this project that we have funded as the Department of Higher Education and Training. An investment of 130 million in wastewater treatment works is the result of a visionary collaboration between the Department of Higher Education and Training, the University of Fort Hare, Amatole District Municipality, and Raymond Mhlaba Local Municipality. Here we have managed to demonstrate that mission economy indeed works, because we brought together all stakeholders that are relevant to ensure that this program or this intervention that we are putting in place is indeed a success. This project is a practical demonstration of the DDM model. Under this model introduced by His Excellency President Cyril Ramaphosa, that all three spheres of government must coordinate and integrate developmental plans and budget and mobilize the capacity and resources of government and civil society, including business, labor, and community, in pursuit of inclusive growth and job creation. In this regard, the water treatment expansion project engaged 14 SMMEs and local suppliers and created 65 jobs, whilst the water treatment works, wastewater treatment works expansion project engaged 7 SMMEs and created 34 jobs. Sikwazile ke bantu bakuthi base Alice ukuba abantu bakuthi basekuhlaleni baxhamle kule project yethu esiyenzile kule ndawo yakuthi. Sithi singurhulumente siyesakwazi basenze amathuba emisebenzi angange 65. Saphinde senza amathuba wokuba abantu osomabhizinisi abasebancinci sinabo kule ndawo yakuthi baxhamle nabo babe yi7 abo bantu ngabalapha ekuhlaleni. Sagqiba futhi sa-create okanye senza amanye amathuba omsebenzi angango 34. Abantu bakule ndawo yakuthi ababhenefitileyo kuyo le project, because asifuna ukuba xa ngaba sithi singu government of the people by the people, but abantu bakuthi on the entire value chain of i-project implementation bangafumani into. Sesaqinisekisa ukuba kule ndawo yakuthi yase Alice abantu bakuthi osomashishini nabantu basekuhlaleni baxhamle. Siyayivuyela lonto xa ngaba sibona ba iye ikati yasuswa iziko ngokuba khona kwalo project okanye le infrastructure development kule ndawo yakuthi. Today's unveiling is a clear example of what can be achieved when we work together as government in all its spheres. Those who understand the structural arrangement of our government, they know that it is a unitary system with 3 spheres, but all these 3 spheres are interdependent and interrelated. Itsho lonto uba urhulumente lo waphezulu national xa ngabe zisintsiza okanye izinto ima-service delivery kubantu bakuthi ekuhlaleni ufuneka sebenze ne-province babambisane no local government omasipala bethu balapha kule ndawo kujongwe ku-aplaywe le district development model kubonakala babantu bakuthi bancediswa njani sibe sisebenzisa lento esibiza ngokuba phecelezi ngolwimi lokubolekwa mission oriented approach lapho sithi sifuna ukuthi sijongane ngqo nengxaka abantu bakuthi abajongene nazo sithi all of us we want to be part and parcel of the solution kungabikho umuntu oshiyekayo no one must be left behind xa ngabasiza nezi solutions sonke sibambisane sibe yi-part and parcel sibonileke kule project yalapho uba zonke ezi-stakeholders bezibambisene ziqiniseke ukuthi they want to achieve a common goal lesibonekile yenzekileke apha and yasisebenzela apha e-Alice sibone ngamehlo sine leadership ekhona ku-university evisionary esincedisayo ukuba sizixazulule zonke ingxaki ezibhekene nabo esifunayo abantu bale ndawo yakuthi ke bamane beyisupport i-university xa ngaba ithi kuma-scientific findings wabo xa babenza i-research phaya ku-institution bebuya bethi ke ngoku ke masizitranslate into actions si-implement i-project ezi-sustainable nezizawutshintsha impilo zabantu bakuthi apha kule ndawo yase-Alice masibasupporteni sisebenze nabo sibambisane nabo singaba-frustrate ndithandile laa ngoma endive itshiwo yikhwaya bootata nomama ithi usathana andazi unjani njani ndaqonda uba namhlanje hayi usathana akanayo intle ndawo. However, like many rural towns, Alice has faced significant challenges regarding essential services, particularly water supply. Over time, the university's growth and the demands for infrastructure and facilities has strained limited resources. To address these long-standing water challenges, our government approved the much-needed 130 million to upgrade the the wastewater treatment expansion project and the wastewater treatment works expansion project. These two interconnected projects will go a long way in solving the erratic water supply problems, ensuring that the university and the town of Alice can access reliable and sustainable water resources. The background of this project is rooted in the Alice Revitalization Program, a collaboration effort initiated by Raymond Mhlaba Local Municipality, Amatola District Municipality, through their agency Aspire, the University of Forte, and other key stakeholders. This upgrade is critical for meeting the growing potable water demands of the area. The facility's capacity has also tripled from serving 13,600 people, but here it says 38,000 people per day. But the stats that I received from Prof, he said, le project yonke izawukwazi ukuncedisa abantu bakuthi abayi-44,000 abazawukwazi uba bawafumane la manzi akwazi ubenziwe kule ndawo yakuthi. The increased water flow and improved wastewater treatment capacity will not only support growth, but also enhance public health and promote the economic development of this region. Yilonto ke bomama notata ebeyitsho apha ugxa wam Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation. Ethi kukhona ababantu ekuthiwa ngo-operator ekufuneka beqeshiwe ukujonga ukumaintain aba-operate ischeme sethu simithe certain standards. Uthi kakuzuthathwa noba ngubani basawugxoba itoyitoyi apha sithi sifuna ukufaka uhlehle ebe engamithi ama-minimum requirements uba ngasi-operate ischeme. Uze wenze example yo-driver. Uba xa uno-code 8 awukwazi ufuna ube no-code 10 ube no-code 14. So phaya ke kukhona ama-requirements wakhona aye afune umuntu makamithe ezi standards okanye ezi requirements ukuze akwazi basenzele amanzi wethu awatreat kakuhle siwasele singaguli singabi ne-cholera. Because if sifaka abantu abangenazo ezi skill ezifunekayo ngetoyitoyi asizawuzibona sesigula si-complain ekugqibeleni sithi umasipala Department of Water and Sanitation, University of Forte, Department of Higher Education usakhele amanzi phagulisa abulala abantu. Ndicimba siyibonile Hammaskral. So must comply with our regulation, i-Water Services Authority yethu engumasipala no DWS azawuzibeka athi nazi umuntu ozawu-operate ischeme atreat amanzi athini ufuneka abe nezincwadi. Kukhona incwadi ezinzima ke pha zifunwa nama ndinazo bethunana. So must understand khona abanye abanjengami esingezukwazi uzimeet requirements. I must take a moment to acknowledge that this project is part of a larger vision for the University of Fort Hare, what the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sakela Buhlungu, has aptly described as the decade of renewal. I was interested when I was coming here to understand what it means. Fortunately today, I'm better than I came because I understand now the broader concept, decade of renewal. Under this strategic plan, the university has embarked on a period of transformation, modernization, and infrastructural improvements, from smart classroom to cutting-edge research in renewable energy, climate change, and infectious disease. The University of Fort Hare has embraced the future with renewed purpose. As you expand access and success, Prof, and the chairperson, both professors, I'm happy. We should as well consider, when we revamp our curriculum, to consider the aspect of the just energy transition. There is a committee that one is part of that the president has actually recently appointed. The president is concerned about the high rate of unemployment in the country and the skills that we produce, which then results to this high rate of unemployment and what academics term it as skills mismatch, that what we are producing is not in line with what the economy demands. So the areas of focus that would want you to also think about in your program of revamping your curriculum is to look at hydrogen economy, ocean economy, renewable energy, as well as electricity. If we can have specialists who are focusing on electricity within the country, we believe we can take our country to another level. The issue that you have raised, Prof, on your approval to establish veterinary school, I spoke to the DG. The DG is saying here, it is on his table. When it is on his table, I just want to commit here that when I go back, I'm going to fast track the process. I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all the stakeholders who have made this day possible. I would like to thank the Water and Sanitation Minister, Pemi Majodina, and my brother here present, the Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation, Minister Mahlobo, for their leadership and commitment to ensuring that water-related challenges are addressed with agency in South Africa. I thank you.
Siyabulela, Minister, the Honorable Dr. Nobuhle Pamela Nkabane. Thank you very much for that, speech, that presentation. We are going to, in our spirit of gratitude as the University of Fort Hare, We're going to invite one of our students. I told you my program is up to date. You know, yours is it's a draft, it's an advanced draft, but mine is the most up-to-date one. Apologies, Deputy Chair. We are going to call one of our students who is a third-year student in the fine arts, Mr. Kangelani Makasi. We're going to invite him to come to the stage. He's got a special gift for the minister, a work of art, beautiful work of art. So if he can come to the stage, and then I'm going to invite our Vice Chancellor, Professor Sakela Buhlungu, to also come to the stage and hand over this gift to the minister, whom I'm also going to invite to come up front. Please, right now. Thank you very much, Professor. See, I get to tell the VC what to do. This has never happened ever in my life. Minister, if you could please come to the stage. Can you please be, let's be that side, please. VC. Unveiling. Mr. Makasi, just speak us through your artwork here,
Molweni, yabulisa i-community ne-forte no-ministers abalapha bonke. Igama lami nimkhangelani Makasi, uNcilashe uMsuthu uMvulane. Ikhaya lami ngokugcindana. I started to when the art next door, art and design, and I moved to University of Forte to do fine art. This art piece, it was not easy to do it. Yeah, you might find it. Yeah, but yeah, quite frustrating. And I'm not good at it. I'm good at Wednesday, I would say. But yeah, it had me actually done and hours. But yeah, throughout the games there was frustrations. It details to as you can see, in the diagonals and horizontals in the lines, as you can see, and somehow, yeah. But yeah, I managed to come through the ends and the crib and the bullet.
Ubong peka mangbuya, oh yeah. We muntu zawami, ubong peka mangbuya, yeah. Emangbuya, emakaya, yeah. Emakaya, oh yeah. Mangbuya, emakaya, oh emakaya. Aungiti we sando sami. Mina, aungiti we sando sami, oh yeah, ubang peka mangbuya, emangbuya, emakaya.
Thank you very much to Mr. Makasi. Utige, this might look easy, but ngekulunge. That's basically the message. Thank you very much for that work of art. I'm going to call now the Deputy Chair of Council, says Kabele Zimbondweni Nogongok, Dr. Sipokazi Koyana, who's going to come and give us the vote of thanks and thank these numerous stakeholders that are here. And then after that, I will make an announcement on exactly how we proceed from here. Doc, if you please, hand of applause, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Is it afternoon yet? Yes. All right, okay. My job is really easy because the VC has already thanked everybody, and the minister has already thanked all those the VC did not thank. So I don't have much to say, which gives me time to tell you a story to end the day. So I'll tell you a quick story before I just thank the rest of the people that may not have been mentioned here. But just one quick story. As you may know, I was born here. I was born in Alice. And today I brought my mother because she was a nurse at Victoria Hospital. My father was a professor at the university. And whenever I come here, for me it's like coming home. And I really, that's my mother. She's 82 now, and we both take this place as home. I've fond memories of coming here almost every holiday from a boarding school in Nanda. This was our home. But the story I want to tell you is this. I was using a milk bottle as a child after I stopped breastfeeding. So until I grew quite sort of to the age of 4, I was still using my bottle. And now Mama wanted me to stop using the bottle. And this links us to water in Alice. So we took a walk from campus, and I remember this actually very well in my mind. I was about 4 years old. We walked with Mama from where we stayed at campus in, nice stroll with her little daughter, with all the bottles. And then when we got to the river, she said, Spokazi, throw the bottles in the water. So there I was on the bridge of the Chume River, and I threw my bottles one by one. She gave me one, I threw it in the water. Ati, goodbye, bottle. So I said, goodbye, bottle. Ati, nansenye, jule nale bottle. Ati, goodbye, bottle. Goodbye, bottle. And then I saw my bottles float down the Chume River from the bridge. Goodbye, bottle. Then I went home. Now it was after dinner. Now I want my bottles. Mama, I want my bottle. And she said, remember, Emini, you said goodbye to your bottle. Your bottles are gone down the river. They will never come back. And that's how I stopped using a bottle as a child. So the Chume River has that historic significance in my memory for me. The water down the river took my bottles away and ended that phase of my early childhood in Alice. So with those words, before I come to thank my guests, I want to say to my chairman, Prof. Nzabeza. Prof, where is he? Oh, Prof, we have, as council, a lot of work to do in our next council meeting, which is next week, I think, because we're going to ask the VC and the MEC for a water saving strategy. Now you've got the waterworks and the wastewater plant and all these world-class flagship utilities here. So, Prof, we're going to ask them, what's the strategy to save the water? Do you have water-saving devices in the residences? Are your showers timed for the students? Are your taps for washing hands in the bathrooms timed in the sinks? We're going to ask how much water do you plan to save, over how many liters, over how many months? So now our new item in the council agenda is going to focus on getting regular reports on the university's water-saving strategy. We're going to ask them, Prof, how are we using our water facility to engage our community in our community outreach programs? We're going to be asking for reports on that. We're going to ask them, Prof, how are we using our water facility for research? That goes to you over, Prof. How are we using our water facility to get our interns, our students, to get initial work opportunities, doing internships in this project, in science and other parts of it that do with community development, in the social aspects of water provision and health? We're going to be asking our Dean of Health how they're using the water facility to monitor and manage the health of the community around the water reservoir. So we're going to have many questions in council to ask this VC and his MEC. Oh, I can. Nisindile. The chairman just reminded me that this council only has got 2 more meetings left before our term ends. So, baphunukile ko VC. All right, our term ends this December, and we started in December 2020, so it's been 4 years. So it comes to an end. So maybe you might just be saved by the bell. All right, but to thank now the official part of the vote of thanks, like I said, I have to start with the minister. Minister, I'd like you to know that when I showed my husband this vote of thanks, and he saw that the minister was item number 4 on the list, she said, that minister will never give you money again. If you thank her 4th on the list, protocol dictates you start with the minister. So I was corrected. So now I'm starting with the Honorable Minister. We are really expressing our deepest and most heartfelt thanks to you, Honorable Minister. We're very happy to meet you as the Council of Forte and as the university. It is our singular pleasure that ours is the first university you get to visit during your term in office. As Prof. Ntabeza said, we wish you all of the best, and I'm sure we'll have a very fruitful relationship with the university. This year, if you have not noticed, is a university on the move. So you come at a place where there's excitement, there's enthusiasm, there's renewal, there's change, and there are lots of new programs and new commitments. So we're very happy that you find us in a very good space. We find us in a moment where we're also just enthused by our own progress. It's a very good moment for us under the leadership of Prof. Buhlungu. So thank you very much, Minister, for gracing us with your presence, and the Deputy Minister of Water Affairs. Thank you both for coming. We're honored that you are both able to make it. And we thank all the excellencies who run our municipalities at the district municipality level, at the local level, and your assistants who came with you and your teams. We thank you very much. I express also gratitude to the Office of the DVC for institutional support, Dr. Hashatse, this is your unit, this works under your unit. So thank you very much for you and your teams who work on this. And I also want to thank again the VC. The VC, like he mentioned already, he chaired ad hoc oversight committee meetings that met every week to make sure that our infrastructure projects are pushed forward. For a long time, there was disruption and things stalled and things weren't getting done. We couldn't get the right person to head the institutional support unit. So we finally got Dr. Hashatse, who is retired. We said, please, 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 let not all those skills go to waste. Come and assist us. So he came, and under his guidance and the prof's pushing, we were able to finally get this thing done on time, within budget. And so we're very happy that the VC and his ad hoc committee meet every week to make sure that all of this got done on time. And like he said, there are more projects that they're going to be working on. I feel really blessed, VC, that when we started our office, Prof. Tabeza, I was invited to give a vote of thanks at the opening of the student village in 2021. That was my first assignment in office as Deputy Chair of Council. And now, as we prepare to end our first term, I have the honor again of giving a vote of thanks at yet another successful project of the university's infrastructure, this very big waterworks project. So it means that things are happening and there's more to come. So we're really very pleased as Council to be seeing that progress as part of our strategy of the Decade of Renewal. Thank you very much to all the guests, the honored guests. If I have not mentioned you by name, please don't be offended. Siyabulela bo mama, nani bo tata, abahlali. Siyabulela is students. We thank the soon to be gone SRC chairperson, Mr. Martinez. We thank the contractors who worked on the job, the subcontractors, the SMMEs who were part of all the work. We thank JP's team, the Director of Communications, for putting everything together for the event. We thank those who prepared the food, the catering. We thank you, everybody, the security teams. I see Amapolisa Panga Pandle. We thank the drivers. We thank the people doing the audio and the visuals and the TV screens that make this place look so beautiful, the decor team. So everybody who has come, no matter how small you think your role might be, I express our deepest gratitude to you for the contribution you've made towards making this event a success. I thank also the MC. It was really a beautiful ceremony. We are very, very grateful for your attendance. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much to our Deputy Chair of Council. In turn, I thank you for thanking us. Thank you very much. So we have come to the end of our program, and I want to thank you very much for your collaboration, for your active participation, and for your active listening that you have demonstrated here this afternoon to make this very important occasion, to give it dignity. And this will be remembered in history, in the annals of history, as us having been here to see this very beautiful work. We are now going to move to the last section in our program, where we are going to unveil the plaque for the buildings that have been constructed. These are not very far from here. Just a few minutes. I'm sure you came, as you came in, you saw them on your right as you were driving in. I've been asked to request the following list of people to please move towards those buildings. Again, my understanding is that because of space issues and etc., we're just going to ask our guests, our dignitaries, to be the ones to go up there and to have a look. So please listen carefully. We're going to ask the Minister of Department of Higher Education and Training, the Deputy Minister, the Vice Chancellor, the Chair of Council, and the Deputy Chair of Council. We're going to ask the Executive Mayor. We are going to ask the Acting Mayor. We are going to ask two councillors, two leading councillors. We are going to request the Chief of Staff and the Head of Office. We are going to request the Chief Director, Infrastructure, the Chief Director of Communications. We are going to request all the members of the Mayoral Committee from Raymond Mhlaba and Amatole District Municipality, and all the media houses, all the people in the media, to please make their way up to where the buildings are, where this work has been done, so that we can officially unveil the plaque, which our minister and our dignitaries will help us with. The dignitaries will move to the unveiling of the plaque at our new facilities. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
The upgrade of the Alice water treatment works, officially opened by the Honorable Minister of Higher Education, Dr. Nobuhle Pamela Nkabane, on the 27th of September 2024. Hooray!
Inkosi umphathiswa wenqubo ye-higher education and training, no vice chancellor, uprincipal utata ubuhlungu, uprof Tsebeza usihlalo, executive mayor Nxaga, no acting mayor. Njengoba nje umsebenzi omuhle wenziwe njengokubanjiswana minister, siyabulela. U-executive mayor ke wethu weMatola district uyena ke ozojonga le infrastructure. enze ukuthi iphathwe kakuhle. Kungathi ngelinye ixesha i-university ingakwazi ukwenza umsebenzi wayo ngoba amanzi engekho noma umphakathi wala ungabi namanzi. U-executive mayor ke siyamsupporta, une-team lapho uno-MM wakhe laphaya, udokotela nabanye bazokwenza umsebenzi omuhle. Kodwa i-university asifuni isuke prof.
Right.
Nibajonge. Nalabantu benu abane-capability R&D babajonge babasekele so that le nto le ngoba inhle kanjena ibe ichubeke ibe state of the art infrastructure ikwazi ukunikezela ke inkonzo ontwini.
Thank you so much.
Kakhulu sekela mphathiso wamanzi nogutyulo lelindle ndikhulisa umphathiso we-higher education VC nosihlalo i-council. Siyayamkela le infrastructure nisinika yona. Siyaqinisekisa kananjalo uba sizayiphatha ngobunono ngakumbi nje inegama lakho mphathiso.
Thank you very much. I've been asked to say thank you, and I'm just standing here to say thank you very much. It's been a long journey. As I stand here, I look back to the first meetings. If I remember, at the time, the mayor of Raymond Mhlaba was Mayor Ketelo, and Mr. Speaker, Councillor Ngayo was there as well in East London. And then for ADM, it was an acting mayor, Councillor Mwazi. And then I was in the room. And then, of course, the minister and the department was in the room. I think you were in the room as well, DG. And so we've come to the end of the journey. Part one, the chairperson tells me, part one, the beginning of part two. And this is the plant. And it's been upgraded. We can see we're here to bear witness. And as it was said, it's now in the hands of the Water Authority and the district municipality. But the Deputy Minister has spoken about how we should work together still. Unfortunately, the treatment plant is in the university inside. It will take us a lot of time. So we're doing it together. We're closing it right here.
Okay.
Just to thank everyone once again for attending and for the support.
Thank you.